The SOR-300 is kinda weird weapon. It is insanely accurate, yet has very strange damage profile. And many people loved this gun, but is it as good as they think? In today's video we'll discuss everything that matters about this gun, so sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. The SOR has 33.4 flat damage and a very mediocre 600 RPM rate of fire. It has a common for Carbine's 200 ADS transfer speed, a standard headshot multiplier of 1.34, a 30 bullet mag, and a 2.25 second reload time. In terms of raw power stats, this gun is definitely not bad. The only thing holding it back is the rate of fire. It will make your life a bit harder in close quarters, and every missed shot will be way more crucial. Luckily for us, the SOR is an insanely accurate weapon, just like its assault rifle brother. Now let's dive deeper into the damage profile. The SOR has common for Carbines 5 damage zones with damage fall-off points at 9.5, 21, 36 and 75 meters. For the body we deal 33.4, 25, 20, 16.8 and 14.3 damage at respective ranges. It has standard headshot and hollow point ammo multipliers of 1.34 and 1.5 without access to synthetic ammo. That damage profile leads us to the STK parameter for multiplayer. It takes 3 to 7 shots to the body to kill our target. As for normal headshots, it improves STK by 1 past 9.5 meters. Hollow point ammo makes the SOR a 2-shot killer in the first zone, and in addition to that, it improves STK by 2 past 36 meters. Talking about time to kill parameters for multiplayer, it takes 202 milliseconds to kill a target in the first range zone, which is a decent result. But if you look closer, unfortunately it loses its potential at longer ranges. Of course, raw power stats are raw, and they do not guarantee the outcome. Everything depends on the player's skill and playstyle, and I won't get tired of repeating this statement. I genuinely believe it. But it is the information we need to understand every single weapon better. That said, the SOR-300 is above average in terms of raw power stats. If we compare it to other weapons in the Carbine class, it takes 4th place. But unfortunately the SOR loses its power, and it becomes more crucial past 21 meters. The SOR-300 is a bit of a paradox weapon, or at least I see it this way. We wanna use this gun for longer ranges, as it is very accurate and stable, but our power diminishes too hard starting at mid-range. Of course we can use the SOR for CQB only, but with 600 RPM every mistake becomes fatal. And that raises many questions about how to use this gun more efficiently. Let's find it out in the next 2 sections of the video, and now we are moving on to the Bloom and Recoil section. In case you need more specific information about how attachments work in Battlefield 6, I've got an ultimate attachment guide for you. The link is in the top right corner and in the description down below. Here's the Bloom area test, 1500 shots made in ADS at a 20 meter range. The green area is typical behavior of the weapon, most of the bullets will land in that zone. The red area is for a small percentage of bullets that are more of exceptions. The yellow zones are examples of potential single mag patterns. As you can see, the recoil of the SOR is very small, and not only that, but it's very easy to control due to almost no horizontal movement while spraying. The main direction of recoil is 11 degrees to the right, and if for some reason we wanna use all the attachments for recoil reduction, we can shrink the base area to this size. Moving on to hipfire potential. Here's the test for it at a 10 meter range. The great thing is, the SOR has access to every single attachment to make pure hipfire builds. And I'm not talking only about improving hipfire accuracy. The SOR has access to a hand stop, so we can make run and gun builds. If we use every single attachment for it, we can shrink the area to this size. But do not forget, this is the SOR. It will have insane accuracy in ADS even without any attachments, so you'll have chances to win battles at longer ranges too, despite the pretty bad TTK past 21 meters. Moving on to the playstyle section. As I've mentioned earlier, we really want to play the SOR at long ranges to benefit from its accuracy. But the TTK and power diminish too strongly past 21 meters, and especially after 36 meters. For example, when we reach 36 meter range, the SOR takes last place compared to all other carbines in terms of TTK. And that would be okay, but here's the big and fat but. It actually has 257 milliseconds slower TTK than the M277 at the same range. 257 milliseconds! That is literally 45% faster than the SOR. Well, okay, the M277 has insane damage capabilities. Let's compare the SOR to M417, which takes 4th place at this range. And again, it is 25% faster than the SOR. That difference is actually very tremendous, and we pay for it with ease of use and accuracy. Is this weapon efficient for every scenario? Definitely not. But we can make it work if you use it in the right way. The optimal range for this gun is up to 36 meters, and I highly recommend not using it for longer ranges for the reasons we discussed earlier. Recoil is almost non-existent, you don't really need to use any recoil reduction attachment. And if you talk about types of playstyle, I would say it favors two options. The first is aggressive pushing gameplay, and it will highly depend on your accuracy, as every missed shot is a matter of you or your enemy being dead. The second is supportive playstyle, but not a camping one. You should push right after your team and make position in place. The SOR is a newbie-friendly and straightforward weapon, you won't need any time to get used to it. The leveling curve is unnoticeable, you'll mostly get only quality of life features or attachments for hip-fire accuracy. Other than that, very easy to level up. Let's move on to the fun part, the builds section. For this gun I prepared 3 builds for you guys, pure CQB, balanced and second lane versions. Let's start with the pure CQB build, the run and gun. For the sight, take what you want. Next we need a CQB suppressor, a short barrel, a hand stop, a 20-point green laser, and the rail cover. If you wanna add a flashlight or a bigger mag, simply switch the CQB suppressor for a flash hider, and you'll get 20 spare points. With this build, the SOR becomes more dangerous in CQB, as a pure hipfire destroyer. And this is still an SOR, so we will have the ability to deal with targets at longer ranges. The optimal range for it, up to 36 meters, with an ideal range up to 21 meters. As for the playstyle, it favors aggressive and hyper-pushing gameplay. You wanna be in the first lane and the one who pushes the enemy lines. And if we are accurate enough, we will have the ability to compete and shred. A very strong build for corridor maps such as Siege of Cairo and smaller game modes. I'd not advise playing on something like Liberation Peak with it won't be that efficient. And yeah, this build has pretty much everything every aggressive pusher wants to have in their kit. The second build is Supporter. For the sight section, take what you want. Next we take a standard suppressor, a light barrel, a slim handstop, a violet laser, lightweight ammo, a rail cover, and a 30 bullet fast mag. Yeah, this build has a lot of attachments, and this combination is aimed at improving the quality of life stats for the SOR. We have suppressor benefits, the accuracy while moving in ADS is improved as much as it possibly can be. And we have improved move speed in ADS, sprint recovery and ADS transfer speeds. This build is oriented to make the SOR even easier to use and to perform better with improved secondary aspects. We become even more accurate, and you simply cannot miss shots unless you fail your aim. The optimal range for this build is up to 36 meters, and if you really wanna fight at longer ranges, this is the build that lets you do so. But anyway, I believe this gun is just straight up too bad for longer ranges. As for the playstyle, it is suitable for both aggressive and more patient playstyles. You can do pretty much everything with it, but you should keep in mind that hipfire accuracy is bad here, and you have to play aiming down sights all the time. Last but not least, the third build, Balancer. For the sight section, take what you want. Next we take a flash compensator, a light barrel, an ADS flashlight, a 20-point blue laser, lightweight ammo, and a rail cover. If you wanna add a hand stop to make it a run and gun build, switch the flash compensator for a flash hider. This build is something in between the previous builds. You'll have good enough accuracy to hip fire, while having the best accuracy while moving in ADS. Additionally, we have quality of life attachments and the new ADS flashlight to blind our enemies. The optimal range is the same as both previous builds, up to 36 meters. As for the playstyle, it is suitable for aggressive and pushing gameplay. It really favors fighting at close ranges. And that's pretty much it. This build is simply meant to improve your gameplay as it is, you don't need to do something special. Just enjoy the benefits it gives. The SOR is a paradox weapon. It has insanely good accuracy, but is hard to use at longer ranges. Additionally, it has a slow rate of fire, so our mistakes in close quarters are more crucial and make our life harder in CQB. Yet it's a very newbie-friendly and easy-to-use weapon that can fit any situation, but it just won't be the best in any of them. I am personally not a fan of low rate of fire weapons, but I enjoyed leveling this weapon up. Not gonna lie, I've got my highest kill streak on TDM with it, 41 kills. It definitely can be a beast in the right hands. But of course, that's only my thoughts. I'd like to know what you guys think about the SOR in the comment section down below. If you are interested, feel free to join our Discord server, where we have discussions about the game, builds and other stuff. The link is in the description. If you liked the video, press that like and subscribe buttons for future content. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.